So what are 7 things you should know about living in Oakland, California in 2020? I've lived here going on year 11. Happy to share. Hey, this is Katie Pratt. I'm a realtor, real estate agent in the East Bay in the San Francisco Bay Area. So what are 7 things you should know about living in Oakland, California? Fact number 1, Oakland is one of the most expansive cities in the East Bay. It's 78 square miles, so you can be in the redwoods, many parks that we have that are on higher elevation, or you can be on the waterfront by Jack London Square and still be in Oakland. So Oakland's huge. There are a ton of neighborhoods, and some of my other videos I've talked about those neighborhoods. It's hard to generalize about Oakland from one experience in one neighborhood because it is so expansive. All right, number 2, the weather's better on this side of the bay, especially in Oakland. San Francisco is called Fog City for a reason. You don't have that same fog in Oakland. You don't have to deal with the fog that you would deal with in the Richmond Marina. The only bummer is that you can't wear shorts at night. We've had unusual weather in the past couple weeks where you can wear shorts at night, but wear layers. If you're moving from somewhere with seasons, be prepared to have trouble remembering when things happen in your life because you associate them with seasons. 3, Oakland is not as dangerous as the media makes it seem. Even though the crime rate in Oakland is higher than the national average, as is San Francisco's, Oakland's crime rate has been declining steadily since 2010. And of course, some neighborhoods have higher crime rates than others, like any urban center. Number 4, Oakland is one of the most diverse cities in California and in the United States, and it's remained such even with all the change that's happened over the last 10 years. It's diverse when it comes to racial or ethnic background, and it's diverse when it comes to gender expression, gender identity, sexual orientation, place of origin in the United States, country of origin for our international population. And when it comes to being one of the queerest cities, Oakland's often lumped into San Francisco when those rankings are made, but Oakland is also one of the more queer cities in the United States. Number 5, there are tons of things to do. There are farmers markets, shows, music at the Fox Theater, Oakland Night at the Museum, other monthly parties, street fairs, so people can be a little bit non-committal when it comes to making plans. Number 6, we have a ton of potholes over here, so make sure you get your tires rotated if you have a car. The city of Oakland does like to pass on the cost of what you would think would be part of the city's routine maintenance items like sidewalks, the sewer lateral, onto its residents when they're purchasing or selling a home. There are recent ordinances like the sidewalk ordinance where homeowners or home purchasers are required to fix the sidewalk to make sure it's not a liability for the city. And that brings me to number 7, which is the cost of living. While it's still much higher than the rest of the United States, mostly because of housing, it is significantly cheaper than the peninsula, parts of the South Bay, San Francisco, and then other cities in the North Bay across the tunnel. Again, housing is what contributes to that high cost of living relative to the rest of the United States. But there are ways you can compromise in Oakland to save money. So for example, people who buy homes may choose to house hack, where they share their home to help pay their mortgage. People who rent may choose to rent out a room and have roommates. Or people who don't want to pay as much in rent may choose a neighborhood that's not as easily accessible by public transportation or is a longer commute in order to pay lower rent. So those are the 7 things you need to know about Oakland. You should check out my other video, the 10 things you need to know about Oakland before moving here in 2020. I'll go into a little bit more detail about some of the things I mentioned here. Make sure you hit the subscribe button below. I'll be putting out new videos every week about living in the Bay Area.